Hello, I'm Tom Chapin. Welcome to Explore. This week we're off to a breathtaking start with a piece of spectacular movie making. Mike Epstein is a man in search of perfection, a photographer who seeks a moment when time, space, and motion are suspended and all things stop. He has found allies in a group of skiers who, in their search for perfection, will take a flying leap from just about anything. They're off on a quest for an ultimate thrill that might turn a daring ski stunt into a little bit of art.
I want to get 2 shots from here, then I'm going to move over.
Michael Epstein wants to defy gravity, suspend motion, stop time.
A little more air next time.
He's an action photographer, athlete,
Hey, now we're great. Let's try it again. One more time.
entrepreneur,
Jim, you ready?
and, though he would dismiss it,
3, 2, 1.
an artist. This is how he creates pictures that become frozen moments.
My job a lot of times is frustrating, it's difficult, but at least it's not usually boring.
Okay, how about maybe we'll kind of... Yeah, that would be a good one. Something like that. Right, okay. Kelly, that's the idea, where you're coming right toward me.
Epstein freelances, magazine covers, layouts, mostly commercial work. He lives off the pictures he sells.
Yeah, after you turn and coming back towards me, you'll be out.
The interesting thing about this type of photography is that you never really have total control as opposed to working in a studio. My father, he had a studio in Boston. He did a lot of work with Boston Ballet.
After Abraham Epstein died in 1981, Michael began to resolve his feelings about his father.
Well, let's try it just right there, okay? So you're...
He was a tremendous artist, and I really regret that I wasn't able to work more with him.
That's it, right at me.
I'm very impressed with how much of a real feeling and love he had for what he was shooting.
That's good, nice.
He really wasn't so much concerned with what people would think about it, how much money he would make off it. He was really concerned ultimately with what that image meant to him. I've often thought that my father, that he was the true artist and I'm sort of the imitator.
This is Mike's stage. Mount Bachelor in the Oregon Cascades. A fire and ice geology of mountain peak and once active volcanoes.
If I go out that way, you'll just get a direct profile. It'll look better if I'm a little bit twisted.
Okay, also, if you're coming this way, I can get down here and shoot a couple...
You start with an idea, an image in your mind that you would like to create, capture on film.
Photographers call the process pre-imaging. To see a picture before taking it in the mind's eye.
I had the location where I wanted to see this shot. And And the area that I chose for it was the inside of the cinder cone, where I could get Brian coming off a kicker, doing a backflip, suspended against the south sister.
Only a superb athlete such as Brian O'Keefe can perform Epstein's daring concept. He will hang upside down in midair over a volcanic cinder cone.
All right, you ready? Okay, let's go.
To sell, Epstein's pictures must immediately seize an editor's eye.
Hi, Mike.
How you doing?
Oh, pretty good. How are you today?
Did my lens come in?
So visual surprise has emerged as his photographic signature.
To really work, an action photo has to create a certain amount of tension, a certain amount of inquiry on the part of the viewer. Basically, we all have this subliminal or whatever you want to call it kind of desire to be able to fly. And I have this theory that that's one thing about skiing. It's like strapping on wings.
Ski pros call it taking air. Elevation about 9,000 feet.
Right down almost directly before you.
Wind chill factor
Right here.
50 below zero.
Right here. Here's my mark. Right there.
The skiers, Kurt DeVoe and Scott
Going out and
Summers,
then turn it uphill so we can stop. All right, I'm gonna go get it. It'll be a hard lift. A one-time deal? I think so. All right, good luck, guys. Watch the wheel.
The upper mountain is can be real difficult, particularly in these kind of conditions that we've been having where it gets icy, it's steep.
So what I do, you start to?
Yeah.
If I were to slip at some point while I was trying to set up a shot, when I wasn't ready or able to stop myself, I could be in a world of hurt real quickly.
To heighten the sense of flight, Epstein must shoot from below on the slick and sheer snow wall.
Okay, guys. Right off of there, yeah. Right here's my mark. Right here's mine, buddy.
At the edge of Epstein's most memorable pictures, the element of calculated risk.
Yeah, big smile too. He's done this before.
do you want to set up?
You want
Like,
to go
in
to
the
V
middle?
kind of?
Yeah, kind of like a V.
Well, maybe Molly and Rusty together. Okay, perfect. You can start at the top of that ridge. A couple of steps side flips up.
Since he came to Mount Bachelor 12 years ago, Epstein has snapped one picture 1,000 times. But only in his imagination.
I think probably the most dynamic ski shot that I could imagine would be a couple of skiers leaping out of a hot air balloon.
Two skiers exiting the balloon. Supposing they don't kick off at exactly the same time, does that create a new problem if one is...
I think that we can do it safely as far as taking skiers up there and dropping, get the shot in the background, but it's going to take quite a bit of planning.
Mike has convinced balloon pilot Bill Aris to attempt the maneuver.
Skiers jump to not have
Skiers Rod Parmenter and Corey Abramson will free fall without parachute to create the illusion of flight.
on the side. Mike's going to want you coming off in form, probably on poles in front.
The way I see the shot, I don't want to see the landing, so that it looks like these two guys are leaping out into outer space.
3, 2, 1, go.
We do have the vertical to land on, which you could go up to a higher elevation, possibly if you can get the mountains in the background. At this point,
It's possible that you could jump, land on the edge of the cornice, bust it, and that would sort of cushion your fall.
that'd be spectacular.
Now, you're familiar with the weather conditions, the weather patterns this time of year. What do you think our chances are?
Well, full moon tonight. It'd be nice if it cleared off tomorrow.
Make sure what our wind is doing.
Dawn.
Give you a pretty good idea. Yeah, we'll get a good idea what the wind's going to do. It's plenty calm down here, but we want to see what it's doing up above. And watch it up there right about that point. We'll start catching the
Wind speed must be less than 5 miles per hour for a safe flight.
Still going out?
There's nothing.
Okay, let's go.
Let's get it going. Let's start setting it up.
Because of the expense, the complicated logistics, and the danger, Epstein will have one split-second chance at his dream shot. Crew members guide the craft up the side of the center cone.
Okay, all right. Bill, so when you take her up to altitude before you get to the edge. Bring her out to the edge and I'll tell you when to go, okay? And then you take it up and out a little way before you jump, let him get the balloon to higher. No tension, no tension.
Suddenly, a complication.
Get the end all right? Everybody out.
The winds pick up, bringing the balloon perilously close to the trees.
All right, start coming down, pull it that way. Oh, bend, you guys get full tension on it. Full tension on it, full tension, full tension. Back up. You get it, no more tension, we're fine. Hey, hold it. It's clear.
Now he's only got seconds for the shot.
Okay. Ready, go.
This one, I think this works pretty good. I'm just basically here. I was going for the angle.
Alright. That's excellent. There we go.
This is an example of a shot that everything works.
That's pretty spectacular.
The body in flight. Michael Epstein's work bears a distinct signature.
What a shot. This is with a 24. It works pretty good, yeah.
Moments frozen with sunlight.